What's up, everybody? Jackson here, and I got a little confession. I'm still fucking pissed about No Man's Sky. I'm still mad at Hello Games and Sean Murray for lying and misrepresenting this game pre-release, for going out of their way and taking work away from the actual development of the game to, tech demos and fucking over-exaggerated fucking planets that were never going to be in the game on release. A game that released as a crippled alpha at best, with hard crashes every 20 minutes, fucking, just a mess. Everything, like the UI, simple things were just like the most hard thing to accomplish in this game that was half functioning, barely fucking developed, right? As this man goes on national TV, Sean Murray goes on national TV and tells everyone that this is going to be a multiplayer experience, that there's going to be a complex crafting system, that it's going to have all of these things in it, all right? And there's this new narrative going around that is pissing me off even more. Because I've quoted the man before, but Jim Sterling is a fucking brilliant man, so I feel I have no fucking problem quoting him again. Alright? He said at one point that anger on the internet was like a fucking firework, where it bursts, it's huge, it's bright, it's colorful, but then it quickly fades away, dissipates into nothingness. Alright? And that's everyone, we're just all supposed to not care anymore. We're all just supposed to not care that we were lied to. For years. For fucking years, which makes it intentional. Doesn't make it a mistake. Doesn't make it a fucking, oh, well then there was development issues and fucking Sony. This new narrative where it's the flood. It's the fucking, Sony browbeating them into fucking leading this hype train that's conducted by Mr. Murray and Hello Games themselves. Right? This massive hype train. Sony's browbeating them into pushing it. Then they're fucking unreasonable with their deadlines. I call bullshit on all of this. All right, I call bullshit on these narratives. I call bullshit on the floods, because the floods didn't make the motherfucker come out and lie for years. At any point during the current fucking, when he was going back, looking at this game that he actually had working on, looking at it, what it actually was, he could have come out and said, we want all these things, they're not necessarily going to be on a release, we're having trouble, blah, 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 so we're going to go with a fucking $30 early access pass, blah, 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 blah. Fuck, make it free to play and sell bullshit spaceships. The idiots that are fucking defending you love buying microtransactions, I guarantee it. So go ahead and fucking make it free to play like fucking, Children of Tomorrow. There's Trove, free to play MMO fucking Minecraft style. Does everything that this game does it for free. Alright? This game, don't give me this bullshit like the way this game looks and the graphics make it unique. Because yeah, it looks better now, but when it first released, it was like shit. It was like barren wasteland planet after barren wasteland fucking planet. Alright? There's no excuse for this game being released for $60. There's no excuse for him lying. The floods aren't a fucking direct result of that. The floods didn't make Mr. Murray come out and lie months prior to release. The fucking goddamn Sony didn't make Mr. Murray lie, because if they did, I'm sure he could prove that, and he would have said something by now. But instead, the little fucking weasel hides in his hole and hides behind his updates. Like, this is what we're doing to make it better. We don't believe that communicating with the fucking community is helpful, right? We don't believe that. It was helpful to help you fucking crack up your fucking pre-order sales, Sean, and hello? It was helpful then. It was helpful pre-release to lie about your game on Twitter, on national TV, on fucking just all over the goddamn place. You're lying your ass off about this game pre-release. You're fucking telling your company, your fucking goddamn company that you and your wife own, Mr. Murray. You're telling them to make tech demos, exaggerated planets, never gonna be in the game. That's what you did. Okay, and this new narrative that and not only that, this new narrative that, oh, No Man's Sky is a brilliant game now. I don't give a fuck, and it's not. It's the same goddamn farm simulator as it was before, only with a couple of more pointless activities to partake in, right? That do nothing but make it easier for you to farm. It is a goddamn, and this complicated crafting system, no, it's just a bunch of upgrades that break when you beat the game. That break when you beat the game. All of them. Just fucking broke. No, listen to me. This bullshit fucking, it's, and I'm just not supposed to be mad about this anymore, right? Like, I'm just supposed to shut up. This is hateful for me to do this, blah, 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 blah. No, it's not. It's responsible for me to do this, because this is the main problem with the industry, is that you have for every and this thing with Sony, let me fucking address that. This being Sony, how come 100 other developers that I can mention that had exclusive deals with Sony, how come none of them ever lied? How come none of them ever lied about their game, misrepresented what it was going to be? How come none of them ever fucking had, like, games that come out that are broken, barely functional, and not at all resembling the game that they were talking about and hyping up pre-release? There's 100 different examples I could name of companies that are just, that do games for Sony that do it the right way, where they just say, okay, this is what the game is, this is what we're doing with the game. And when it comes out, guess what? It's exactly what they've said it's going to be. It's not, some bullshit that doesn't even resemble what it is and fucking is broken. This is the festering wound at the core of this hobby that we all love so much. This is the festering core at the wound at the core of this. That every time that something like the No Man's Sky surfaces, where a developer goes out of their way to lie in order to sell their game and make the money, selfishly fucking take advantage of the fucking hype culture and drive the hype train, and then try to hide behind some bullshit that it's all the fans with their own expectations, it's all our fault that this game was broken and that Sean Murray lied, right? When this sort of thing fucking pusses and starts to ooze, you know what we do? We throw a band-aid on it and we walk away. We don't clean it, we don't cut it open, we don't drain the fucking goddamn infection. And that's the problem. And that's why it's going to continue to get worse. And that's why the best we can hope for is, just a game for $60 that does what they say it's going to do day one. At least does what they say it's going to do day one. The worst we can hope for is a game like No Man's Sky, where it's lied about, it comes out, they make their money, they get their idiotic fanboy fucking zealots to go out and rewrite their narrative, they do a couple of updates months later, and it's all fucking forgiven, swept under the rug, band-aid thrown over the fucking boil that's just festering, oozing out of our fucking chest. We'll just put a little band-aid over it. And that's the problem. So that's why I confess, I'm still mad about No Man's Sky. I'm still mad at Sean Murray. I'm still mad at Hello Games. I'm still mad that he has yet to come out and address any of this, like, at all, to any of us. And he just says we're hiding, we believe actions speak louder than words. Where were your actions pre-release, Mr. Murray? The actions of Hello Games and you, Sean Murray, pre-release are reprehensible. You lied about the game. You told people it was going to be something it wasn't. You released a broken product for a $60 asking price, when other companies that are doing this shit the right way are lucky to get 10. Fuck you. And to everyone else, these fanboys that are fucking goddamn trying to rewrite this narrative, any journalist who's trying to praise No Man's Sky for this update, anyone who's trying to praise these goddamn thieves and liars because they fucking did the responsible thing and fixed their broken product and added a half-ass fucking mechanic that he himself said would not be in the game because it would discourage exploration and that would be against the point of the game. Which, yeah, it is. Because you didn't have a game developed. You had a vague fucking idea and a goddamn tech demo. So anyone trying to rewrite the narrative that that's not the case, that this man didn't lie to ensure that his pre-orders would go up, to make all the money that he could off of a fucking half-functioning tech demo, get fucked. And Merry Christmas. I love you guys. And yeah, I say Christmas because if I was Jewish, I'd say Happy Hanukkah and I still wouldn't give a fuck. But I love you guys. Thanks for staying. Sorry, man. I'm still pissed. Like, I'm still mad about this. It's something that I can still work myself up into, like, genuine anger. And it's anger that I feel is justified. It's like when you're a kid and, like, you didn't do something wrong and someone's blaming you for it and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, and it drives you insane to the point where you're so mad you just start punching shit. because you don't know how to contain it. And the thing about that sort of anger that hits you when you're a kid, because it's like that, because it's, you know, it's a justified anger that you can hold to and say, no, you know what? I did nothing wrong. I listened to this man's lies. I bought into what he was selling me. And when I bought it, it was what it was. It was a lie, right? So I feel like I am justified in my anger. Like, I'm sorry that I'm trusting. I'm sorry that I'm a naive fool, I guess. But I trusted this man. I wanted him and this, this indie company to come out with a AAA game, because that's what it is at $60. Get fucked, you're trying to tell me it's not, when I can buy some games for $10 that are fucking more depth and thought than the entirety of your fucking billion planets, Mr. Murray. Your game is now in that fucking bracket. Okay? When I see these companies doing it the right way, they can't make their money, dude. It's just like, you know, I wanted you to do this. I wanted you to do this and raise this up. But instead you took advantage of the fucking sentiment that a lot of us gamers have for the indie community. That sentiment where we feel like these are dudes that are just gamers like us that want to make good games for us. You took advantage of that, motherfucker. And I'm not forgiving you. I'm not forgiving this game. And if I could, I would return it to you personally and throw it on the ground in front of you, whip out my dick to make you feel like less of a man yet again, and piss all over the motherfucker right in front of you, about face, and leave. And I would never worry about it again. But as is, I'm stuck with a $60 purchase that is at max a $20 game. On release, $10 game. That's it for me, Jackson. I'm out of here. I love you guys. Just sick of this. Sick of it. We're not supposed to be mad anymore, though, so I'm gonna go get stoned and stop being mad. Talk to y'all later. Merry fucking Christmas.